So before the video even starts, guys, can you guys please do me a favor? Watch the video all the way through if you can. And also, if you like the video, please hit the like button and possibly share the video. And if you really want to see more content from me, definitely subscribe. This helps us with the YouTube algorithm because likes and things like that are the things that drive us to be seen by other people and by people that normally wouldn't be able to see our videos given that we're a smaller channel. So with that being said, guys, let's get into it. The next Avengers movie is going to suck, and here's why. So to understand why the Avengers 5 is going to be terrible in comparison to the other 4 Avengers movies, all you need to do is look at the core Avengers. So let's look at the core Avengers from the first Avengers movie by Joss Whedon. We'll compare where it started versus where it is now. So first character that we need to look at, Iron Man, Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. So as we know, and by the way, spoilers for Avengers Endgame, and this is going to be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen any of the Avengers movies, you're new to the Marvel Universe somehow, you've just been awakened from cryo sleep, or you just got out of a coma, get off this video, go watch the movies, come back later. Alright, so we're going to start with Iron Man. So Tony Stark's Iron Man, the only Iron Man that matters, is dead. We know this. He died at the end of Endgame. So what are we left with now to fill the Iron Man size void? Well, we're getting Riri Williams as Ironheart, a thief who stole Iron Man's technology and then improved upon it by her lady parts, which apparently impart special intellect to an individual. This is yet another character that no one asked for, no one wanted, and couldn't sustain a 12-issue run on a comic book. Now, what does that mean exactly? Well, what it means is that there's not really an audience for Riri Williams. Marvel and Disney are hoping to basically create an audience based on, I'd say, probably Twitter hype and the idea of diversity and inclusion. So this is yet another MCU takedown or replacement job. So why do I think that this character won't work? Well, because Robert Downey Jr. literally made a D-list character in Iron Man relevant. It was the casting. Now, the casting of Riri Williams, while not bad, doesn't have the gravitas to carry her own movies, her own television series, let alone carry the MCU on her back. So who has the Promethean task of being cast as this character? Well, the actress playing Riri Williams will be Dominique Thorne. Dominique Thorne is best known for her role in Judas and the Black Messiah, and she's really not had any large roles prior to that. She will make her debut in Black Panther 2, which is a whole nother topic that we'll be getting into a little bit later. But suffice it to say, this actress is not on her own able to really sustain a franchise, nor will she be able to fill the shoes of Robert Downey Jr. Because let's be honest, people love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. So that's number one. Now let's move on. So next we have Chris Evans as Captain America. Chris Evans embodied Captain America, so much so that they were hard pressed to replace him even when he didn't want to be in the role anymore. They begged him to come back because of how beloved he was in the role. Now, Captain America is Steve Rogers. Let's not play games or get silly. So, in phase 4 of Marvel's cinematic universe that we lovingly named the MCU, well, he is replaced by Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson, aka the Falcon, aka Falcon Cap. Now, I like Anthony as an actor. I have always liked him. I've always thought that he was a great actor. The only time I didn't was when he was pretty much silent as Papa Doc in 8 Mile. But other than that, I really enjoy Anthony Mackie's acting. He does have the gravitas to carry a movie. He's carried movies before. Here's the problem. Anthony Mackie, the Falcon is his own hero. the Falcon putting on a white man's suit and holding a white man's weapon in order to basically get a demotion to be the second Captain America kind of sucks. And as far as representation, it's just not awesome when it comes to showing the black community, you know, what black heroes look like. I mean, let's be honest. We've already seen Black Panther. That's the pinnacle. That is the standard by which all of these heroes should be based. An original hero who's not trying to fill the shoes of another character and not seeking legitimacy by taking the job of a white hero. And, you know, it doesn't work. I mean, we've already seen the blueprint for this in Falcon and Winter Soldier. And Falcon and Cap didn't work then, and it's not going to work in an Avengers movie. The whole concept is kind of stupid. Now, I know he's fulfilling the sidekick's promise, and to a certain extent, I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is that wasn't necessary. Him being the Falcon should have been enough. And if Marvel was as creative as they claim to be, then that could have been enough. But again, he's not Chris Evans. He's Anthony Mackie. The Falcon isn't Captain America. The Falcon is the Falcon. And had they been able to build up the Falcon, then this could have worked. But since they're not, what are you going to do? So, who do we have next on the chopping block? The mighty Thor, Chris Hemsworth himself, a beloved character who was disrespected and done dirty prior to Phase 4 even beginning. Now, I love a good laugh just as much as the next person, and a lot of people love Thor Ragnarok, but that movie did not do Thor any favors as a character. It showed him to be silly, kind of stupid, and really just a hopeless child seeking his father's approval. Now, to a certain extent, that is loyal to the character, but that character needs to be able to evolve, and that doesn't look like it's going to happen, especially after the events of Endgame, which leave Thor a overweight, depressed mess who is now seeking to find himself with the Guardians of the Galaxy and be replaced by Jane Foster, of all people, played by Natalie Portman, the iteration of Jason Aaron's female Thor, which doesn't make any sense because Thor Odinson is a name and not a title, but we don't need to get into that right now. Here's the problem. The problem is that Jane Foster is not Thor Odinson. And Natalie Portman, even though she's a great actress, a fantastic actress, she does not embody the physicality and the real just sheer hard work that Chris Hemsworth really put into making that Thor role his own. I mean, if you look at, especially in the early days of the MCU, Chris Hemsworth might have been the hardest working, physically anyway, of all of the actors that were portraying these Avengers, and that's Chris Evans included. So, I mean, again, this is a character that doesn't have the following of the original. A lot of people have very many problems with the female Thor character in Jane Foster, and rightfully so. So now, instead of just taking the L and realizing that the experiment failed, they're going to now shove Jane Foster Thor in everyone's face in an attempt to see if they can get a wider audience by making this live action. This is another thing that's not going to work. And especially if the rumors are true that they're going to make Jane Foster not only as unlikable as she is in the Thor role, but apparently she's also going to be a lesbian opposite Valkyrie. So it's too much. Again, there are plenty of female Avengers in the pantheon of Avengers. I don't understand what all this replacement nonsense is for other than virtue signaling. So, who's next? Well, this next one's just a disappointment. So then we have Hawkeye. Now, Clinton Barton, aka Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner, was really the heart and soul of the team because of him not having any powers, yet him being very effective in what he did, and them always being able to find a part for him to play, especially in Endgame. I really love how they stepped up his character and gave him so much more to do. But that's all ended because now we have the better Hawkeye in Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop is so much of a better Hawkeye than Jeremy Renner ever could be. Why do I say this? Well, because she's a girl, of course. Not only is the new Hawkeye, aka Kate Bishop, aka Haley Stanfield, who portrays the character, 100 pounds soaking wet. And she beat the Kingpin, a more powerful Kingpin, by the way, now that he's been taken from the Netflix verse into the MCU proper. But let's not forget that Hawkeye is hard of hearing and he's getting old and needed to be retired, which is nonsense. So now we get Kate Bishop's Hawkeye, another character that nobody asked for and is mildly popular but not in her own books. So if the comics are any indication, this isn't going to go well. Now, Haley Stanfield is a great actress. Like she does just fine. I have no problems with her. She has really good comedic timing. And I think she'd do well alongside other characters, because I don't really dislike the Kate Bishop character in Hawkeye. Of all the replacements, she's at least done slightly respectfully. Like she's not just get it out of the way, boys. I'm here and I'm a girl and so I can do it better. Like she actually sought out Hawkeye as a mentor because she admired him. So she does get points for that. But in an ensemble movie with a bunch of very, little known talent, this is going to be a hard sell, especially because Jeremy Renner is such a good actor and he was a good Hawkeye. So, this is not necessarily a knock, but rather a lateral. Following this move, we also have the Black Widow, who unfortunately will not be played by the fantastic Scarlett Johansson any longer, but will in fact be played by Florence Pugh, basically bite-sized Widow. So here's the problem. Number one, I hate to say it, and I know a lot of people like this movie, but the Black Widow movie sucked. Now, it wasn't Florence Pugh's fault, but Yelena as a character isn't as interesting as Natasha. Let's just be clear on that. Again, this is another character that they could have been left in the oven for a little longer. She's not ready for prime time, and even though Florence Pugh's a pretty good actress, I don't feel like there's enough material there to really make a captivating Black Widow replacement. So this one is gonna, kind of just go by the wayside. That's really all I have to say about that, because there's not really much to say. Next, we have Hulk. Now, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is already a replacement character, and if we're being honest about it, a lesser replacement. Edward Norton's Hulk is leaps and bounds better than Mark Ruffalo's Hulk. So you would think that seeing him being replaced by Tatiana Maslany's She-Hulk might be a welcome presence, but the problem is that She-Hulk is a very derivative character, and she's not as powerful as the Hulk when it comes to just raw strength. So it's gonna be kind of a stretch going forward. Tatiana Maslany is a great actress. I loved her in Orphan Black. She was amazing. Like just her range and acting ability, is really something to see. And I actually can't wait to watch her show, assuming that it's not filled to the brim with stupidity and wokeness. But, other than that, like I say, I really enjoyed her in Orphan Black, and I can't wait to see what she does with the Jennifer Walters character. But as far as convincing on an ensemble level with, as one of the Avengers goes, well, we'll have to see. So that does it for the original Avengers. Now we'll see what comes of this, but we're going to make a couple more videos around this topic. But like I said before, the way things are looking, the next Avengers movie is going to suck. That's it, you guys. We're going to see you on the next one. Let us know what you thought of this video in the comments. If you liked it, even if you didn't, let us know what you thought. 8-Bit Heroes out. Peace.